2016, 2017, 2018 has seen some crazy thing. Some crazy stuff. And I thought I'd seen it all. Before a commentator has come out saying that parents should ask babies for consent to change nappies. Yeah, we're not joking about this. This is actually, she's actually said this, but let's jump into the article and we'll get from there. An author and educator, I challenge those two statements, has been ridiculed after saying parents should ask babies for consent before changing a nappy, and watch for a response through body language. We do have the video, we'll play that for you in a sec. Dina Carson said in an ABC News segment that families could set up a culture of consent in the home by asking newborns, quote, "I'm going to change your nappy now, is that okay?" Close quote. The CEO of Youth Relationship Service Body Safety Australia, who probably should get fired because she obviously doesn't know what a baby is, but regardless, added, quote, "Of course, a baby's not going to respond. Yes, Mum, that's awesome. I'd love you to change my nappy." So, okay, she hasn't completely lost reality. But if you leave a space and wait for body language to make eye contact, then you're letting the child know that their response matters. This is insane. This really is. I'm thinking there's two babies in this. The one that she's changing and to her. But let's keep going. The segment was highlighted on Sky News Australia Outsiders show, with Rowan Dean introducing the clip with a dig at the rival channel. Society is digging her, okay, at the moment. Everybody is laughing at her, not just Sky News. Quote, "This is just superb, and it was your ABC earlier this evening, which you paid for this leftist lunacy. Have a look," he said. We'll play the video in just a sec. Quote, "There we go, Ross. Consent for changing nappies," he told co-host Ross Karen. Quote, "I'm sure that would, I think, might get a bit, anyway, we won't go there." Close quotes. We do have that video. We'll play that for you now.
This is just superb, and it was on your ABC earlier this evening, which you paid for this lefty lunacy. Have a look.
How young are some of the children you talk to?
We work from children from 3 years old. We work with parents from birth.
From birth?
Yeah. Just about how to set up a culture of consent in their homes. So, "I'm going to change your nappy now, is that okay?" Of course the baby's not going to respond, "Yes, Mum, that's awesome, I'd love to have my nappy changed." But if you leave a space and wait for body language and wait to make eye contact, then you're letting that child know that their response matters.
There we go, Ross. Consent for changing nappies. I'm not sure that that would... I think that might get a bit... anyway, I won't go there.
Look, obviously she said you're not going to get a reply. Fine, great, terrific. But at the end of the day, when a baby is generally screaming to have its nappy changed, that I would say is pretty much consent. You know, the baby's crying and the nappy is a little dirty, a little smelly, you know, the sniff test comes back and you're like, maybe not. At the end of the day, I would take that as consent to change the nappy. And then especially when the baby stops crying after you change said nappy, that to me would be consent. But I don't know, it's this far left ideology. It's insane that you're literally now going to ask a baby whether it wants to change the nappy. The baby's probably going to sit there and think, "Nah, shit, Mum, I've been crying for the past 2 hours for you to change it, so how about you get on and do it?" Well, that's what I would say if I was a baby. But anyway, let's keep going. The video was shared on YouTube, racking up more than 20,000 views, before Miss Carson made a statement on Facebook in response to her vocal critics. Anyway, moving along. I gave an interview the other day about reaching consent to young children. She said, sadly, some people have chosen to ridicule me. Brackets, oh no, pink hair, must be a lesbian, close brackets. And the notion of giving infants bodily autonomy? Poop in nappies, haha, alright, close brackets. For those people, I'm posting this. Quote, 1 in 3 girls, 1 in 7 boys will be sexually assaulted by the time they are 8 years old. 1 in 12 girls will be sexually abused before their 6th birthday. What's this got to do with changing nappies? Are you saying changing nappies is now sexually assaulting? I don't get it, but anyway. The work we do with children, teachers, parents is international best practice in abuse prevention. It teaches children and their rights and their responsibilities and connects them with people who care and can help. It invites their parents into discussion and that is sensitive to culture and family values. This still has nothing to do with the fact that you are asking a baby for consent. But regardless, quote, troll me all you want, add me to your blog inches, but remember that when you do, you are negating the voices of these brave survivors of sexual abuse. Oh my God. Yeah, okay, whatever. Her remarks elicited a mixed response, with one Facebook user commenting, quote, what you've just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I've ever heard. I agree with him actually, but anyway. While another said, quote, you're doing such an excellent job, hence the reason they're trolling. No, they're trolling because you have said something completely stupid, like the fact that you need to ask a baby for consent before changing a nappy. Danny Sneeze says it was an insult to genuine sexual assault victims to compare their experience to a baby having a nappy changed without giving the right expressions. Styler Chalk said that she was a survivor of sexual abuse and thought Mrs. Carlson possibly could be going too far with her teachings, but believed that teaching children what is okay touching and not okay touching, and if they don't feel comfortable, they should say something is a good thing. Yes, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about changing a nappy, are we? And like you've just literally said, possibly could be going too far. That I agree with. A group called Facts Without Frenzy said Miss Carlson was right on the money, adding that they had seen similar generation of other educators who work in similar areas such as sexuality education and awful trolling and outright misplaced hate directed their way. No, it's victim narrative. When you say something completely stupid, play the victim. It's all the left seems to do. At the end of the day, people troll you because you say something stupid. People troll you for the lols. At the end of the day, they don't really care if you're on the left or the right. They will troll you if they're given half the chance. When you go through and ask a baby for consent before changing the nappy, then at the end of the day, I'm sorry. That's... And relating that to sexual abuse is insane. You are literally degenerating everybody that has had some of every victim or every survivor of sexual abuse by claiming that something so petty, something so irrelevant is the same thing. It's like, for example, if you get rape survivors and you turn around and claim that a girl having or changing her mind post-sex is equate to rape. You are actually going through and giving the women who are actually the rape survivors, who have actually been raped, you are diminishing their claims. You are diminishing their accusations by conflating those two things. Okay? You're doing more harm than you can possibly imagine by conflating them. And that's what people have already said to you. That Danny Snee said it's an insult to genuine sexual assault victims to compare their experience to a baby having changed a nappy without giving the right expression. Exactly. It's what he's saying is exactly right. But we'll keep going. But former New South Wales Senate candidate Carolee Smith, I might be mispronouncing that name, posted on Facebook, quote, "This goes way beyond lunacy. This is neglect and child abuse." Quote, "Many children never wanted you to change their nappy. Asking them for consent is a serious indoctrination of severe mental problems. Nappies must be changed to prevent serious skin damage and pain for the child." Quote, "What is worse is the fact that ABC actually spent our tax dollars on this moronic opinion." And that is something too. Yes, the ABC is actually public funded. This teacher, educator, whatever she calls herself, she would have been paid by the ABC to go through and to research this. This is why a lot of people in Australia are actually calling for the ABC to be defunded from the government pension or the government subsidizers. The fact that companies like 7, 9 and whatnot, if you're going to be partisan like the ABC is, then you should rely on your own funding, not government funding. And that has been a very large push for the past several months. Or actually, it's been going on for a few years, but lately it's really ramping up. So look, at the end of the day, what's my view on all this? This is insane. It really, really is. Not changing the nappy, like someone has said, will cause skin diseases or irritations or rashes or whatever it may be. It's unhygienic. And at the end of the day, the baby will not be able to give you consent anyway. It's a baby. Even if you're just trying to go through, like, even just their mental faculties to sit there and think that this is okay. That you are literally going to sit there, even if you don't expect the baby to give a response, even if you're just doing it as a way of reinforcing consent to a baby who, chances are, won't remember it anyway. Not to mention the fact that you're supposed to be the parent in the relationship and you're asking permission from your child. What are you going to do next? Ask the kid if it's okay to discipline them after they do something wrong? Because, I don't know, am I being too hard on the ABC? Am I being too hard on this? Do you think that this is insane? Do you think that they need to maybe start looking at the programs that they're investing in? Or do you think that she had a point, that we should ask babies for consent? Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. If this video has been helpful, please smack a like. If you're new to the channel, welcome and subscribe. Apart from that, guys, I'll see you in the next demonetized video from YouTube. Have a great day and enjoy.